my father lived till he was 88. One of my last conversations with him, he told me, till this day, I am growing and learning. It never ends.
Wow.
And that stuck with me from my father. I'm like, okay, I'm very grateful. I accomplished these great things. I'm proud. But what's next? Yesterday is gone.
Yeah.
What matters is now, today.
Same business, different day.
Good afternoon and welcome back to the Same Business, Different Day podcast. I'm your host, Zeke Corley, recording right here live at the Film Hub in Vista, California. Now, as I told you guys before, we bring back return guests this season and kind of get caught up with what they're up to now and what's motivating them for their future. And one of your favorites is back. Our executive career coach friend, our speaker, a fashion model, overall optimist, actor. We'll talk about that later. Two-time best-selling author, the handsome one, Wasim, the dream, Hajjiri.
Thank you so much, Zeke, for that amazing intro. And I'm very happy to be back. Very excited to share with you the updates and learn more about what you're doing as well to share with everyone.
I love it, man. I appreciate it. You remember that first episode that was back in January.
Wow.
That we released it. I think we recorded it in November. Yeah.
Almost a year ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You gotten a few inches taller.
Yeah, I'm all grown up.
The beard's looking more lush.
Yeah, like I cut it definitely. It's shorter now.
Oh, good, man. I really I went back and listened to that episode. I encourage those of you who haven't heard it to go back and listen to it. I mean, so full of gems, so full of great information that you were dropping. So much knowledge. It was, we're talking about folks and their dream jobs, right? We were talking about how to network. We had good conversations about creating resumes. LinkedIn, you were all over LinkedIn. You still all over LinkedIn?
Absolutely. I have 5 accounts now on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is the game.
Yeah, man. And one of my favorites is, and everybody loved it. People commented on it, after the episode, was the story of you being in New York and your dad saying, don't come back to Jordan, figure it out there.
Yes.
And you'll be able to do it. And just, holding on to that faith and just going for it.
The leap of faith.
Yes,
absolutely. Sir. Best decision I've ever made.
Yeah, it was, right?
Absolutely.
You still hold on to that.
Especially all of these years after. Imagine if I didn't take that step, who knows? It was my destiny, hidden in a very unusual way, which is like just jumping into the fire. But that's when you get the strength to jump out of it. You have to force yourself to do it. And very interesting. And now I'm deeper into the spiritual journey too. Learning more, reading more books. I'm reading The Power of Now. Have you heard of that book?
Yes.
Unbelievable. It's just talks about pretty much how to deal with the mind. We have the 60,000 thoughts per day. And why do we think the thoughts that are, sometimes we get the doubt, the fear, or maybe some anxiousness. And, he talks about the concept of logical time versus psychological time.
Okay.
And pretty much it goes back to how can you be more present, like right now, the power of now.
Yeah.
It always goes back to that loop and how when you're focused on this second right now, right? You and I are talking,
yes, sir.
And you're not thinking about tomorrow or the past. Right. That's when you have inner peace and you're zen.
Yeah.
There's no rubbish in the mind because it's usually caused by focusing on the past or the future or somewhere in between. Yeah.
I love it. Okay, so then how are you using that? I mean, I know that, first of all, let me ask you this. What was it before you educated yourself and going further into the spiritual journey?
Yeah.
What was it? Did you feel like you were lacking something, or did you feel like this would help complete you? How did you get to that point?
That's a great question. So it all started in 2015. At the end of 2015, that was after my father passed away. I was seeking inspiration. You know, I did not want to stay in that state that I was in. And I was fortunate to be surrounded by good people. And my mom, very, very grateful that she stuck by my side at that time and I stuck by her side. But I was thinking about ways, how can I further improve my mindset? And because we all go through the dark times, you know, where you lose a loved one or something doesn't work out or something emotional. And I wanted to learn how to deal with it in just more efficient ways. That's pretty much it. So it came out of a not so some pain, you know, a painful experience, but it allowed me to be curious, right?
Yeah.
What goes on here? What makes like the Mark Zuckerbergs and the Elon Musk do what they do? How do they think? There must be, it's not about, you know, how they look, no one, you know, but it's all about how they think. And that's where, you know, over the years, the curiosity grew and attending all of the personal development seminars, Tony Robbins, Bob Proctor, Les Brown, and you're probably familiar with these guys. But, and then as you know, when you're aligned, you get led from one thing to the next. It might be a person, it might be a book, it might be a seminar. And that's kind of how the journey rolled.
I love it. During this season, we're talking more with especially the return guests about mental health, right?
Yeah.
And although, things weren't necessarily or hopefully not in the most dire of ways for you, you still were looking to improve on your mental health. You knew that there was something there that could be worked on and fixed. And once as you improve, because it's really a journey that's never ending, right?
Yes.
But as you do improve, then you can also see these things kind of falling in line, like what you're saying. And so then the mind and the body starts to work together and all these things. I appreciate you sharing that and knowing that you can be improved.
Yes.
We can always be learning.
Absolutely. And then you mentioned a topic that is extremely popular right now, which is mental health. And especially if we talk about men's mental health, right? So I come from a completely different culture. Over there, like showing any type of emotion, you grow up with, okay, so as a man, you always have to be strong. You always have to be, never even show like weakness, right? Or cry or express any emotions. And when I moved to the US, I'm like, wow, okay, so as masculine energy is beautiful, right? But there's also a beauty in the feminine energy, even if it's 10% of that, which means just being more authentic, makes you a better leader, right? Makes people connect with you more. I feel like in personal, intimate relationships, authenticity, not just how all the time everything is perfect, but just showing that emotion, like, hey, not in a weak way, but in a way actually that is just authentic. I'm feeling this type of way, or I feel that I have so much on my mind right now, so much to deal with. And then if you're fortunate to be around the right people, they will listen to you and allow you to vent and just be, authentic about how you're feeling.
So, but I'm still trying to get to what you were saying, though, because you're saying that you came from a different culture. So when you're saying you came to the U.S., would you see a lot more crybabies, or what were you saying?
So it was more, okay, two different aspects there. First of all, I'm like, okay, so I grew up with a father that was very tough, very, very alpha. Masculine. He was very masculine, which was beautiful.
Sure.
But I'm like, does it make sense to be all the time, like macho and masculine and all? Sure. There must be another way because that's stressful sometimes. Whereas you need it, right? So being a leader means that you have to be assertive. You have to speak your mind. You have to be strong because life throws things
on your back.
Everything is on your back. Yeah, and then again, as men, you have to provide for the family. You have to take care of, your kids. You have to take care of this. And we have a big responsibility.
That's right.
And it comes with also sometimes a burden. because you feel overwhelmed. I have to do all of these things, and just to be accepted by society. So it comes with that trickiness, and then I'm like, okay, how is it in the Western culture? How is the Western culture different than the over there, the Middle East, and especially the Middle East is huge, but let's say like the Arabic culture. Here, whereas I was like, wow, people are expressing their emotions. You see that men even cry more. I'm like, wow, that was a foreign thing for me. Men are not allowed to cry, or not. It's looked down upon. I'm like, okay, so but then how can you balance it between staying as a leader, the beauty of the masculinity? I think there's so much beauty. Yes, there's like, okay, the whole concept of toxic masculinity, because some people are driven by ego.
Yeah.
That's where the whole toxic masculinity comes in. But if you detach from the ego and allow the beautiful natural masculinity to rise, that's very powerful.
Yeah.
And have you heard of the concept of, as an example, servant leader? Servant leader?
No, I don't think so.
So even this has nothing to do, being a man and woman or whatever gender, but it's like a servant leader is focused on his people, his or her people.
Yeah.
Which means that, like my team, I look at them as my family, and I put their needs before my needs.
Sure.
How can I take care of my team members? How can I pay them first, and then I'll pay myself? So you're pretty much a leader, but you also come from a mindset of serving the people around you and taking care of them first.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Sure. But I guess there's two ways to approach that, because one way to approach that mindset would be to say, I need them in order for my business to succeed, right? But maybe you're still got some ego there because you want your business to succeed. You're playing for a goal.
Yes.
Whereas another way would be, I want the network or the people around me to be happy people, because then we'll all rise.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. There's some little in between, but I think I have heard that before. Servant leader. I mean, it's kind of the mindset that I like to carry. Who wants people around you upset or if you're just walking around barking at your employees, what do you really expect? And then when they go home, what are they saying about you?
Yes.
What percent effort do you really expect them to put in?
Exactly.
So I love the conversation of culture, and then I'm gonna pivot a little bit and talk about culture in the job place.
Yes.
Because I saw a post that you did, I don't know, it was yesterday or the day before or something like that, talking about culture in the job place.
Yes.
And then we get into Fulfilled, the book. So give me a little bit about culture in the workplace.
I think that's the most important thing, period. In my book, I talk about the formula of fulfillment comes down to three things. Culture, number one. Type of work that you do, and then salary. Salary is the last. Okay. Obviously, you need to get paid to feel that, oh, I'm worth this type of money, and then you need to provide for your family and take care of your people. So when it comes back to culture, if every single person that I talk to, some people even making up to 250,000 a year, 300,000, you name it, they have stock options. Money gets thrown at them, but they are miserable.
Yeah.
Miserable. They tell me, Wasim, I'm working 40, 60, 80 hours a week. I'm away from my family. Yes, the money is great, but also the culture that I'm in, I don't feel empowered just to, have a voice, have my own opinions. And it's not empowering. So I dread going to work every day. And this is the guy who's making 250K.
Right. Yeah.
So if you look at it from an outside perspective, everyone else would look at this guy. Wow, he's driving a nice car. He has a mansion, whatever it is, the materialistic. But all of that really does not matter.
Yeah.
Because the fulfillment is mind, body, soul, all of it.
Yes.
Which means, okay, I'm in a workplace where I'm putting in the time, I'm dedicated, I'm working hard, but I feel appreciated. I feel that I have my bosses, my managers, the VPs, whoever is upper management. It's a beautiful experience talking to them. If I have an idea and I want to be innovative, I want to go talk to my boss and tell them, hey, this is my idea. And then he or she actually listens.
Yes.
And they're like, wow, okay, how can I, share more ideas? Most people that I talk to, Zeke, are lacking that.
Yeah.
I hear it all the time, talking to job seekers and from engineers to product managers to VPs to directors, like, man, I feel like I need a voice. I wanna change. I wanna grow. I need a better culture.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Jeff Fox, founder of Star Fox Media. We're a digital marketing and video production company that focuses on serving small businesses here in Vista, California. We have the team and all of the equipment necessary to produce, film, edit, and distribute your podcast to as many people as possible. For more information, you can reach out to us via email at info@starfox.media or give us a call at 760-385-3117. Let Star Fox Media help you tell your brand story today.
Your business faces risks every day. We at yourinsuranceplace.com are here to help keep your business protected. From general liability, workers' compensation, professional liability, auto, cyber, employment practices liability, your business needs protection. Get information, quotes, and coverage fast and easy. Find us at yourinsuranceplace.com.
Hi, I'm Rachel Bell, President and CEO of the Vista Chamber of Commerce. Over the last 20 years, I've had the privilege of living and working in Vista, and I've met some amazing people with amazing stories. And I'm thrilled to bring them to you as part of Velocity, the Vista Chamber podcast, where I interview the movers, shakers, and change makers impacting the Vista community and beyond. I hope you'll join me as we journey together to hear the stories of the people doing amazing things for our town. Velocity, the Vista Chamber podcast. Find us anywhere you get your podcasts.
Yeah, I got someone I need to introduce you to.
Yeah.
Really, what the Frontline Careers folks are doing is right up your alley in terms of the conversation that you're having. And I appreciate it. So now going into the book, you really did it with the first book, though. I mean, it was a great story. It was just an awesome book, and it really was motivational. Now you're kind of following up though with the Fulfilled book. How's it doing? What else are we going to find in it?
So this book, this one combines my life's work, not just the last 10 years of professional experience since I was a baby. Literally everything, because as you read this book, my goal is to change your complete mindset about how to approach the job in a sense that you understand, okay, I am worth this type of salary. I like doing this type of work, and I will not settle just because of a paycheck and to pay the bills. Because even going back to that same example, that the people I talk to, they're like, if I get, the title of the book, A Sense of Fulfillment, I'm even willing to take a pay cut, 20, 30, 40 grand. I just want to feel that fulfillment. So this whole book is about that. How can I be happy on a day-to-day basis in my work? Because we spend most of our lives working, right? Building businesses, having your own business is absolutely wonderful. And having a job, if it is the right job, is also amazing because you can get the fulfillment from both, And not everyone wants to start a business, which is great because without employees, where would we be? We need employees.
Sure.
It's a major asset to the world. I truly believe that. I believe in the people, especially employees, that they deserve to be respected. They deserve to have a voice, to be paid well, to be happy, to be just feel empowered. So this whole book's about that.
100%. I love that, having a voice and feeling empowered,
Yes.
right? Because then you are like a business owner. You have the approach and the power within yourself to be able to talk to your employer and say, this is what the direction I think we should be going, or
Yes.
I've got an idea. Can we at least hash this out? Because now you have the same goal as the owner of the business. And when you guys are thinking on that same plane, of course, he's going to pay you more.
Yeah.
You're thinking like me. You're helping this business grow. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And not just by turning in numbers, because that's how, even when I was coming up, right, in all the careers that I've had, I've always looked at, this is how much I've made for you over the past couple months. I need a raise.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the only way I could prove that I need a raise. But in actuality, in the way that you break things down, you can prove you need a raise by having the mindset that the owner has, that the boss has.
Yes.
Feeling empowered in that way to help the business grow. Now it's a partnership.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And as my partner, I'm paying you. Let's do this. Because now we've got the same cape on and we're going in the same direction.
Absolutely. And you said that so well. It's like, but you also first have to show him, hey, I made you $500,000 in the quarter.
Yeah.
So the right type of leader will obviously appreciate that. Like, hey, Zeke, okay, let's give you a bonus, some stock options. But again, you see that you mentioned the diamond there, which is, I showed you the numbers. Here are my numbers. You're just talking about it. You're showing, you're showing them like, absolutely, I know what I'm doing. So, and then even when you land the dream job, I talk about that. What's next? How can you continue to grow in your career? But also, like, if you think about and then open people's mind to this, in the next 20 years, do you want to continue to do this? Or do you want to have your own thing? Now start building it on the side.
That's right.
Slowly but surely. You can have a full-time job, keep it obviously, but you have, let's say you have a passion for real estate. On the side, an hour, 2 hours every weekend, sit down and work on your passion, because that also feeds back into the job.
I love it.
You feel good. You feel, like I'm working on my side gig. Even if it's an hour a week, over time, that really adds up and you start to build something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what is so important about bringing these conversations back around, right?
Yeah.
Why I had you back on, because you found motivation. You're keeping pushing. You're still thinking about what else can I be doing next?
Yes.
Forget the success that happened yesterday. What else can I be doing? How can I continue to grow?
My father lived till he was 88. One of my last conversations with him, he told me, till this day, I am growing and learning. It never ends.
Wow.
And that stuck with me from my father. I'm like, okay, I'm very grateful. I accomplished these great things. I'm proud. But what's next? Yesterday is gone.
Yeah.
What matters is now, today, right? Not even tomorrow, but actually today. When you think about it, today is just, who knows? It's unpredictable.
Yeah.
But today, what can I, because my goal is to have a bigger impact worldwide.
Love it.
Worldwide through books, through seminars, through courses, through whatever the case may be. And that's kind of the whole trajectory of having a growth mindset.
I love it. One of the things that reminds me of also is those that had an impact on you. In the last time we did the episode, we talked about you going to UCSD and just saying, hey, I need help with this. What about it? And they were right on it. Here's what we can do. Even if you couldn't afford it, they gave you the resources to make it happen, right?
Yes.
And you did that a couple of times. Even with the first book, you went back and got that kind of help. So I imagine with somebody who's got these goals of having an impact worldwide,
Yes.
that you are mentoring as well, that you are looking out for others, helping others, not just with the book, but going back, reaching back to folks and telling them how they can accomplish some of their goals, right?
Absolutely. I mean, other than just taking on clients, any human being that I see that once has, that spark to do something, like, I will help you with whatever you need. It's because, pay it back. People help me out, and any opportunity that I have to help other people not on a client basis, just human to human. There's a gentleman I met last year, and I'll send this clip to him. TJ William Sims, amazing guy. I met him in a career coach, like it was a career coaching event. It was a career fair. So they had a lot of booths, different companies, and they were looking for people. I was there as I was working with these guys, Brand Resumes and Rightsy. Shout out to Brandon and the team. These guys we partnered up with. So this guy, when I met him, you look at a person and you see there's a certain spark in them. Like he wants to do something. And I had a short conversation with him. Then a few months later, it's like, Wasim, I would love to talk to you. I'm like, yeah, I live in San Diego. He's like, okay. So the guy was in LA. He drove through rush hour traffic to come have a 1 hour dinner with me here in San Diego. Drove for 4 hours just to have a dinner. When I saw that, I was like, wow, okay, so this guy is going places. Yeah. So how can I help him? How can I be there for him? And he even did the same for me, like, so I'm working with this guy right now. He mentors me, I mentor him, but any opportunity that I have to help him out, I will, and I could continue to do that because people like him and people like you, these are the movers and shakers of the world that are going to make an impact, going to make a difference. And if I can help in any way, just like people help me, let's go for it, full force.
I know you wasn't expecting this type of commercial of another podcast coming in, but whoever you were listening to, they're irrelevant at the moment. What I'm saying right now is we have a brand new podcast that you should stop listening to whoever you listen to in this moment and listen to us at Odd Pairing. It is about adult beverages and
Wait, I'm
Paige.
supposed to tell you about that.
And Paige is going to tell you a little bit more.
So it's adult beverages, food, community, culture, and basically anything else we find interesting through the drinking.
Yeah. And as you can see, we've been drinking a lot today because we already did an episode. So at any time, you guys can find us when you finish with this podcast, whoever you're listening to. You can find us at YouTube. You can find us on Spotify and iTunes and anywhere else you get your
Instagram
podcast stuff. And you can also find us on Instagram, where you will find hilarious memes and some snippets from our show at Odd Pairing Pod. Cheers.
Cheers.
The Film Hub is the future of co-working in downtown Vista. Get energized in an inspiring work environment that is built for your success. With multiple membership options for workspace and private offices, you can become a part of our co-working community. The Film Hub makes it easier to produce the professional content your business needs. From video production, live streams, photo shoots, or in-person events, you can create all this and more in our audio and video facilities. Love your work and where you accomplish it. The Film Hub. I love it, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You know what's really important too that you mentioned there is we talked about this a couple episodes ago, collaborative mentorship.
Yeah.
There's a couple of pieces here that are really important. I mentioned them a lot, but I'm going to continue to mention them. One of them is mentors are out there. There are people out there willing to help. Like Wasim just said, anybody in the world who's looking for help and has got some proper ambition, you're willing to share some resources or give them some ideas. And there are people out there. Everything, you don't have to just run around and pull out your checkbook. If you can't afford something, at least talk to somebody, get some game, get some information, and then work your way up to it. Let's talk about what your goals are.
Yes.
And it's so great that there are mentors out there willing to offer. But you know what's really special is mentors that are also willing to learn.
Yes.
And so now maybe you've got something to offer each other. You can help them. There's some collaboration here as you guys also continue to grow. No matter what level anybody's on, if they're still willing to learn, that's a special place to be.
Absolutely. And, just similar to what I told you about my father, I will always be a student, always, a teacher and a student, both, because I actually was talking to this lady that I met yesterday, and I asked her, so who are your mentors? Who do you learn from? She said, everyone. I'm like, oh, what do you mean? She's like, yep, I truly believe that every person that I meet, I can either add value to them or I can learn something from them. It's reciprocated.
Right.
And that's such a great answer. I'm like, wow. Everyone. So just like, now I can learn something from you. You can learn something from me. We can learn from literally anyone. And then you never know who you meet. You know that, I think last time we talked about it, just everywhere I go, I love talking to people.
Yeah.
Everywhere, Starbucks, doesn't matter. You're in a drive-through, you're anywhere. You never know who you can meet that can change your entire life just by saying hello.
That's right. That's right. Okay, so you're going to have to help us through this. Now walk us through this one.
Okay.
There are people, not everybody's as charismatic as you are, right?
Thank you.
Not everybody's got a good grasp on the language as you do. So sometimes you get into these opportunities to meet someone or shake a stranger's hand, to network or mixers or whatever it is, and but you're just not the talker. You're not the outgoing person. Doesn't mean that you don't have some ideas or a business model or whatever, but you're just not good at just stepping up and just saying something to everyone. What do you say to those folks? Not everybody's got those tools.
Okay, that's a great question. So let's say the more introverted personalities who just like to, do their own thing. I think it's a skill that you can work on, being, more extroverted, because even if you study a lot of the big speakers, they say that I was the most shy, introverted person in the room.
That's right.
But with practice, and you have to be uncomfortable. And you can start small, like you can, let's say, go to the gym, and today my goal is to shake one person's hand or to say hi to one person, just hi.
Yeah.
And slowly, just say hi to one person this week, next week, 2 people. First of all, you can grow that skill. That is truly, I believe that, and you can read books about it. And starting small, right? It will be uncomfortable, but that's where all the growth is. Now, that's number one. A second thing, if you are introverted, there are other people who are also introverted. So you might connect with them. So you know that there is always a natural connection with, you connect with different people. So for the introverted person, you might connect with another introverted person.
Yeah.
And the conversation will not be as deep, but you still had a connection, but by just saying hi.
Yeah.
Because they're dealing with the same thing. Like, I don't know what to say. I don't even know what to say. But if you let it flow naturally, good things happen. Does that make sense? So those are the two angles.
I think that's great advice for those folks. And I will also just say to the more boisterous, to the more extroverted people, that reach out to those introverted folks that are just in your circle or around, because they many times have some of the most information in the room because they're paying attention.
Yes.
They're not just out being gregarious and just shaking all hands and giving high fives. They're actually watching what's going on. And they may be the people that are best to network with. And then again, like you said, maybe even help them out of their shell, mentor them a little bit.
Yes. So you break the ice pretty much.
Yeah.
This person, they're shy, but you can also tell.
Sure.
You can also tell. Let me go get this guy out of his head, get him just comfortable, or this lady or whoever there is, and just when you say hi, warm up, and they start to warm up, right? So you also, I feel the extroverted people have that responsibility. Talk to everyone, because you can open up the window for the people who are more shy just to be themselves and speak up.
I love it, man. Help them get comfortable. Now, speaking of extroverts, what's this about you being an actor now?
I know. This is the craziest story that I did not even expect. I had no plans to get into acting, to be in a movie. I'm a big movie lover. I love movies. Like since I was a kid, I love action movies, all types of movies, because I was always even more interested on everything that goes on in the movie. How did they come up with all of the CGI? How did, every little detail?
Yeah.
So that was always an interest of mine. And I watch a ton of movies, and I can tell you, all of the genres and all of that. So going back to the gentleman we talked about the last time, Eric the Trainer, Eric Fleischman. This one of the most the biggest influences that he had. This guy was him. I mean, He helped me in so many ways, continues to help, extremely kind, selfless. This guy is very, very successful. When I first met him, it was in 2016, the most random way. I'll give you a little bit of a backstory. I was in a fitness event. My goal at that time, I wanted to meet Arnold. I wanted to meet him, not take a picture with him, but actually sit down with him and pick his brain.
Yeah.
I was just interested by his story, the immigrant story, coming from another country, how he built his life and, did all of these things. Last day of the event, no progress whatsoever on meeting Arnold. So my friend and I were literally leaving a 3-day event. It was a fitness event in Ohio, the Arnold Classic. 250,000 people go every year. Huge.
Wow.
Yeah. Before COVID and all of that. So as I was leaving, my friend was like, oh, this guy over there, he's wearing a cool Arnold jacket. Let's get you one, just as a souvenir.
Yeah.
Like, okay. So I went. I had no idea who this guy is. I didn't see his face, just his back. I tapped on his shoulder. I'm like, hey, I love your jacket. Where did you get your jacket from? And the rest was history. We had an hour conversation. He told me, what's your story? Why are you here? What are your dreams? What would you like to accomplish? And he probably saw that same spark we talked about in me. It's like, oh, this guy wants to go places.
Yeah.
And he decided to help me. He pulled out his phone. He's like, hey, I train Arnold's son, Patrick. You should come to my gym in Hollywood. I'll introduce you to him, introduce you to all of these other people. Like, you're kidding, I was like, this is not even real. I didn't believe it. He's like, nope, this is real. He pulled up his phone, started to connect me with people. He connected me with Frank Zane. If people are not familiar, you can Google him. So he was one of the most famous bodybuilders in the 60s, 70s. And he was good friends with Arnold. And he actually is one of the only people who beat Arnold in a competition.
Oh, okay.
Frank Zane. So if you Google him, big guy. He's, has so many world titles and all of that. I also wanted to meet him. He pulled up his phone. He's like, here's Frank's number. Tell him Eric the trainer sent you.
Nice.
Just like that.
Yes.
I'm like, wow. So ever since then, this guy continued, he helped me with both of my books, endorsed both of my books. Frank Zane endorsed my first book, opened up so many opportunities. So fast forward to this year, let's go back to the movie thing, how it happened. We went on that retreat that you and I were talking about with him and a group of his friends. So I was there in his gym. And this guy comes in. He's a mixed martial arts guy, right? I also met him in the retreat. Amazing guy. Sifu Singh. His name is Sifu Singh. Hopefully, he'll listen to this. So Eric wanted to create a movie and bring the Bruce Lee style back, the old school, the inspiration, the real fighting, the Bruce Lee's mentality. He wanted just to bring back to life. So Sifu Singh, world-renowned mixed martial artist, and he wanted him to be the star of this movie.
Okay.
That was the idea. That's it. So I was sitting there listening to, we're going to do this. And then the director comes in, the producer comes in the room. And then now I'm surrounded by all these people just listening. Listening.
Yeah.
Wow. Whoa, this is awesome,
Yeah.
And then after the meeting, Eric pulls me in. He's like, Wasim, would you like to be in the movie? I'm like, no. Don't mess with me, I didn't even believe it. I was completely shocked. He's like, nope, I am dead serious. I will have a role with you. You're one of my good friends. I was like, absolutely, yes. Right away, again, he pulled up his phone. He connected me with this lady, Amanda Reed. She's a very well-known actor. She's in the Jeffrey Dahmer series.
Right, okay.
And she works at this, she was working with the acting center in LA.
Okay.
It's like, start taking acting classes right away. And she is an amazing mentor and she will help you. Just like that, within 5 minutes.
So you've been taking acting classes?
I started acting classes, I think around 3 or 4 months ago.
Okay.
And I absolutely love it.
You're enjoying it?
It is such an amazing craft. so much to learn. It makes you a better speaker, a better communicator.
Improve.
Learning how to master your emotions.
Yes.
Because you see all of these actors on screen. 1 second they're crying, 1 second they're angry. This scene is intense. How can you flip your emotions? That is an art form itself.
Yes.
Unbelievable. And the more I study this, now I'm looking at even movies differently. I'm looking at actors. How are they so amazing in showing us and making us feel? And it's all just, different scenes, and they're playing even characters that are not themselves,
Right. Yeah.
Some of them are dark, some of them are optimistic, some of them are happy.
Yes.
Unbelievable, Zeke. It's like, I love it, man.
It sounds like you love it, man.
Yeah, it's so much fun.
That's the future for you now.
This is how it felt,
so you're gonna be fighting in this movie too.
So-
I mean, we know you're the gold medalist.
Yeah.
It's game time.
It's game time. So I'll tell you more about the actual movie. So the title is Resilient.
Okay.
It's a mixed martial arts movie, all like fighting scenes. And so it's a story about the hero is a guy. His brother was taken into this evil cult. And he's also a veteran. So he deals, he deals with PTSD. So he has some challenges within himself. And he's protecting his family. And he wants to get his brother back. And it is in a world where there is no ammo, no weapons, no ammunition. So people are fighting for resources, for survival, all in their fists.
Yes.
So that's the whole, the theme of the movie. And my role is the boxer guy. Now, the script, they're still working on it. That might change, right? Who knows? The title might even change after, but the whole premise of the movie is this guy shows the world how to deal with his own mind, with his own demons, resilient.
Yes.
And then how to deal with the outside challenges, his brother being taken away. So I'm helping, for now, that is, I'm helping his brother come back, and I'm the boxer guy.
Yes.
And there's going to be some fighting moves, some action moves, and talking, and that's pretty much the mojo of the movie.
Love it, man.
Yeah.
I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
It's awesome. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it, man. So what else are we doing for fun? How you balancing everything out, man? Is everything you staying healthy? I know you got a boxing match coming up, actually.
Yes, absolutely. I think even learning more from the book, The Power of Now, is to do fun things on a daily basis, even if it's small. So now, sometimes I'm trying new hobbies. Like I took up surfing, for example.
Okay.
I got a surfboard. I never surfed in my life. I'm like, I've been in California for 9 years. Why have I not tried surfing? Tried surfing. Tried even salsa dancing.
Okay.
I started to go to some classes. Just anything new, trying fun stuff. And then my rule of thumb now is every quarter, I take a small vacation. Every 3 months.
Okay.
I go somewhere with my girlfriend or with my friends, sometimes even solo.
Yeah.
Anywhere, just to change and keep it, fun.
Good for you.
So my next trip now is I'm gonna go to Jordan, hopefully sometime soon, to go see my family, my mom. I haven't been in 5 years. I've been back, so I'm really excited to go. So keeping it light and fun, things like that.
I like that vacation talk. I haven't had vacation in too long.
I was gonna ask you, what are you doing for fun?
I'm a
these days?
cyclist. I rode bikes, so on the weekends I'll get out and just clear my mind with some nice bike
Cycling.
rides. Yeah.
Yeah.
But vacation sounds great, man.
You should book it today.
You know what I really like about what you said is even go by yourself.
Yeah.
Like even if you can't find anybody to go with, go by yourself because that's a big piece of the mental health aspect too.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Otherwise you wind up burning out. And I've burnt out before, through a year of just, focus, hard work. Yeah. So I really like that idea, man. Even go by yourself if you have to. Me, I'm just kind of like miniature vacations throughout a day.
Yeah.
Just stop and go do something, take a break,
Yeah.
breath here, different visual, change the atmosphere a little
Change
bit.
the atmosphere, even, working, right? Changing up the atmosphere.
It helps.
Going
You can feel it immediately. Your mind just goes, "Ooh,
refresh.
thank you."
Exactly. We all need that because it's always go, 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 but take a second, step back. Like, how can I have fun today? Not even tomorrow. Like a small thing. Maybe go to Go watch a movie. Go hang out with my friend. Go for a drive.
Listen.
Break the routine, I would say.
That's
as
right.
much as possible. That's what I'm trying to do now.
I love it, man. I'm so happy for you.
Thank
I
you
really
so much,
am,
Steve.
Wasim, and
Thank
it's
you.
always good to see you, man.
Thank
We
you
got to
so
get
much.
together more often.
Absolutely.
And on top of that, you always dropping so much good information, man. So
You
I'm
as
just
well.
sitting here learning from you every day, man.
Same here. I love talking to you. You have a phenomenal energy. You are one of the many people that I look up to, Zeke. Just having conversations with you. When you texted me, hey, let's do another one, I was like, I can't wait to be here.
Beautiful.
You have an amazing team. Shout out to the team.
Yeah. Team's awesome.
Your team. Let's actually give them a shout out. All of their names. Who are your team?
Oh man, that's Mateo right there on the board. Shout out to Mateo, my professional photographer in there, Mr. Greg.
Mr. Greg.
Greg's awesome. We got Carlos on the social media and all
Carlos.
that. Jeff is my partner out there, man.
Jeff.
And Nash as well, Nichelle. Oh, and don't forget James Rucker's on this music, man. The
then
great
James.
music that's getting played,
Boom.
man. Thank you for giving a shout out, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Shout
man.
out to all of the team.
That's right, that's
Without
right.
them, we wouldn't be here.
That's right, man. What we call it again? Servant
Leadership. Yes.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it, man. And gotta love you, man. Appreciate.
Thank you.
Give us some contact information. How can everybody reach out to you?
Absolutely. So fastest way, you can go on my website, which is getyourdreamjob.net. And I have all of my information there. If you're interested in setting up a call, there's a link right there you can go through. If you need help with the job, goal setting. And then my book, you can find the book fulfilled-book.com. If you just type that in, it takes you straight where you can get the book from Amazon. And this book, for anyone who is looking for a shift in their work, looking for a new job, or wanting to move to a new job, I have everything in there. You can literally go through it in a day. It's an hour and a half read, very fast and easy.
Yeah.
And not just the theoretical aspect, but the steps, exactly what to do on LinkedIn, how to connect with recruiters, how to prepare for interviews, how to brand yourself through the resume, LinkedIn profile. It's all there, all in this book.
Beautiful, beautiful. You guys make sure to reach out to Wasim. Make sure to check out the book. Matter of fact, I think we sent it out earlier this year. We reached out to all of the guests, the listeners, and just said, hey, go buy the book. And we're going to do that again. We want to make sure that everybody's checking out everything that you've got going on.
Thank you.
Also keep their eyes open for Resilient, the movie.
Coming out next year, hopefully summer or fall. And it's going to be on the major platforms, probably Netflix, Hulu, and in theaters. That is the game plan. Fingers crossed. That's what we're shooting for, and it will manifest. And shout out to also Eric the trainer, Sifu Singh, all of these amazing people on the team.
Shout out for sure. Man, and just once again, man, thank you to you.
Thank you, Z.
We want to make sure everybody's reaching out to you and get some of that knowledge.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. Same business, different day. We appreciate you.
Same business, different day. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to Same Business, Different Day. We truly appreciate your support. Please like, subscribe, and leave a nice comment on all platforms. It really helps our show. The Same Business, Different Day podcast is produced by A Different Day Radio, Star Fox Media, and James Russell.